is an Eyewitness News special report. Golf Showdown, the home front.
Good evening. Along with continuing CBS News coverage, our Channel 3 team coverage from the home front will continue overnight. First, we'll switch to Channel 3's David Ushery, standing by at Westover Air Force Base in Chicopee, where at last report protesters had shown up late tonight after the bombing campaign was well underway. We are told there have been several arrests. David Ushery standing by now with late word. David?
John, yeah, about 15 people were arrested here at the main gate of Westover Air Force Base. About 50 of them had gathered about 11 o'clock or so in front of the gate, and were just peacefully singing again, bearing candles again, much like last night when 5,000 gathered here. They didn't lay down on the ground in front of the road tonight. They just simply stood in front of the road. And Chicopee police said that as long as they were blocking the entranceway, the police would arrest them, and they did move in, and they took about 15 away, and we assume they'll be charged with disturbing the peace, as the others were last night, about 78 arrested last night. But they have dispersed. They ran away chanting, and they said, "We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow." So we'll wait and see. But again, the protesting and the calls for peace that have been heard around the nation being heard here at Westover as inside, while soldiers are preparing to leave for Operation Desert Storm. Back to you, Don, in the studio.
All right, thank you, David. We'll be checking with you through the night. Well, here in Connecticut tonight, the word that a war was underway shocked many people. Even though they had known beforehand, the chances of avoiding a war were very small. We have a late report from Channel 3's Steve Jarriel.
It's 7:15 in the Middletown Reserve Center. Word has just reached here that the hostilities have begun. Some look down, others shake their heads.
Throughout the entire process, I've always felt that this is where it was headed. But it's real now. There is a different feeling.
We're curious as professional soldiers as to what the tactical situation is and what's really happening there.
And you're still supportive.
And we're still supportive.
As President Bush addressed the nation, some workers in a Hartford hotel stopped working to watch. Some diners stopped eating to listen in.
My husband and I were talking at dinner saying it's really happening. We are at war, and it's very frightening.
It is through television that people found out what happened and are keeping abreast of what is happening. And at this electronics store in Rocky Hill, customers stood still when they heard what happened.
Everybody just stopped in their tracks and just looked at there's so many TVs that we have here. People were just shocked. We never thought it would come to this.
The actual word of war also shocked people in a Middletown lounge, even though the world has prepared for war for almost 6 months.
I was home, and I just, broke down and cried. I thought it was really sad, and I'm really sad about it.
The way I feel now is I'm very concerned about our people over there. But we're in it now. Let's get it over with. Let's win it.
And that's how many people watching felt, at least, and hoping that the fighting ends quickly. Steve Jarriel, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
There's a message this morning that you are not alone. That's the message for those with loved ones in the war zone, and it comes from Ann Harkey of Bristol. Her son is on station in Saudi Arabia, and she told Channel 3's Steve Jarriel the telephone has been her key source of support.
I said, I should say, anytime you want to call me, I says, call. I said, I don't care what time of day or night it is. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. I says, call me. I said, you're not alone. Don't feel you're alone.
People will also try to relate to what you're going through. What is it that's happening inside you right now?
I'm scared. I am scared. I'm petrified. I'm hurt. I'm worried about my son. Not knowing where he is. It's the feeling I have inside me, Steve, I wouldn't wish on anybody. I wouldn't. That's the only way I can describe it. I would not wish this on anybody.
Mrs. Harkey's son, Buddy, was activated as a military policeman, an MP. If he is not already in Saudi Arabia now, he soon will be. His job will be to handle Iraqi prisoners of war. While many have been living with the threat of war, the news that U.S. planes were attacking still came as a jolt to many people. As Channel 3's Mike Adams reports, the word spread quickly tonight at the Hartford Civic Center, where the Whalers were playing.
Part of the irony of tonight's situation is that here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum in downtown Hartford, thousands came to see a hockey game, while thousands of miles away, America's newest veterans were being broken in.
The bombs were going off. Yeah, we were fine.
As the news spread throughout the crowd, there were more and more empty seats in the Coliseum as people flocked to the TV monitors, normally featuring the hockey game.
I feel awful for the people who have husbands and family and everybody over there. I think it's awful that people's lives had to be, forfeited for nothing. Sure.
It's clear that we need to be doing what we're doing. I think he's got the right idea in mind. You can't let this man go any farther than he already has.
Among the crowd were many with friends and relatives in the Persian Gulf.
I'm kind of sad about it, but it's got to be done. bullpen's going over from Okinawa right now. I wrote a letter to him the other day because he knows how much I like hockey. And I said it's going to be hard to watch a hockey game if I know there's going to be a war.
So while the crowd gathered to see the world's greatest hockey player, the world's greatest hockey player himself had the war on his mind.
Well, I got a cousin over there, you know, if we can describe how everybody felt out there with this. Obviously, our minds were probably more concerned about what was going on over there than what was going on this.
Mike Adams, Channel 3 Eyewitness News at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Well, according to late reports, the first U.S. warplanes were launched from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia at 10 minutes before 5 o'clock Eastern time, that's Connecticut time. The pilots had been hoping for some light from a full moon. They did not get that. They went out tonight under a new moon. There was little light to work with. At last report, all of the planes, the U.S. planes, have returned safely. British planes, Saudi Arabian planes, and Kuwaiti planes were also involved. Channel 3's Hilton Kaderli has been reporting that weather conditions in the Persian Gulf have been very similar to ours. He has something of a long-range forecast. Hilton?
Taking a look at the weather in southern New England, we've had a weather system, a storm system moving over us and now moving away during these nighttime hours, and it's taking the rain with it. The showers, even the thunder showers that we had earlier in the day, after somewhere on the order of 7/10 of an inch of rain here at Channel 3. For the rest of the night, showers and thunder showers, whatever are left, should be ending. Partial clearing and fog lifting with lows 35 to 40. And for Thursday, partly cloudy and breezy, a sprinkle or a flurry with highs in the 40s. So it looks like the real wet weather is over at least for a while.
And a programming note, we will be back every hour at 23 minutes past the hour with Channel 3 News updates from the home front. Right now, we prepare to rejoin CBS News.